Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you back. If this is your first time, welcome. Just so you know, I don't edit videos very well, so here we go. First of all, check out the new wall. It does say lay down suppressive fire in my office. You're not misreading that. So, wanted to come at you today. I dropped a post on like the buttstock of my cross, my SIG cross, that said, you know, I want to be able to carry my ballistics with me without having to whip out my phone. And so I concocted something, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that up right now. I'll show you the back side of it. I wanted something that would fit under the buttstock because it's out of the way. I can still actuate my cheek piece. I'll show you the other side in a second. I can still probably not. Well, no, I could. If I wanted to bring the buttstock in a little bit, I could just push it forward because right now, as you see here, it sits up in that little notch here. Let me turn it sideways here. And plastic here, Velcro here, all that good stuff, and I zip tied it on. There's a million ways to skin a cat. So I thought about how to attach it, what I was going to make it out of. So let me just go from where it started. If you're looking, I'm sorry, I'm resting my rifle down. If you're looking at my posts, or if you've seen my posts, you're not looking at it because you're watching a video. If you've seen my posts here on YouTube, you see that I was up in Colorado shooting. Go up there, visit my family, see my granddaughter, all that good stuff, but I gotta get out to shoot because the neighborhood range, which is 5 minutes from the house, is on a military base, and it goes to 1100 plus with steel. And so I was able to hit a silhouette, I call it a half silhouette. It's a head and shoulder silhouette, but it's half size at 945, pretty good. Winds were ridiculous, but I can't read the winds as well as I should be able to, so that's on me. I was able to hit a steel, I think it was 2 MOA at 1100 yards, 2 or 3 MOA, but very consistently despite the winds. And so all out of a 16-inch cross. But every time, it's over there, so I'll just pretend I have it in my hand. Every time I needed that data, I'm on my phone. Well, that's not real feasible in a hunting scenario, so I concocted the idea that I've got to have it mobile. And then I was on Firearms website, and they have their modern precision rifle. Well, they have some very conveniently placed QD connectors on the buttstock. They have a ammo holder / data card holder for the MPR. We don't have anything like that for the cross. I went through a couple of variations of how would I attach said, data card. I don't have an ammo carrying capability yet. That might come. I don't know if it's worth it. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be able to carry my data without having to pull out my phone. So these are 2 of 4 stencils I had made. This is the one I'm using now, the master stencil for the right side of the buttstock. And then if I did it on the left side of the buttstock, it would have less usability because the way it's shaped and metal pieces are on one side versus the other. And so I was like, well, this is the most useful side, so I'll be able to put the most data on this one. And so that's what I went with. And so I'm like, okay, how do I keep this super cheap while being able to concoct this contraption that I'm thinking of? I already have zip ties, I already have Velcro, those cable holders, the straps. I thought about using those, but then it would require a bigger hole through the plastic and all that stuff. I went to Walmart, looked for a cutting board, those real flimsy cutting boards that are made out of plastic. They didn't have black. They had a dark gray, but it was sticky on the back, so it wouldn't slide on the countertops. Not exactly what I was looking for. Went on Amazon, it was about $10 for 2 of them, 2 or 3 of them, and they were giant, so I'd have a lot of wasted material. Plus I'd have to wait for it and shipping, and with my ADHD, I just can't wait. I want to get it done now, which was last night. Like I started this, and like an hour later I had my product. I was done. Other than the Velcro, and I'll show you that in a second. So, in comes lots of cut up cardboard. I got a mess behind the camera over here where I was cutting everything up last night. And then I bought a notebook. And I cut it in half. This is all plastic. And this is what I used. This is just a standard notebook from Walmart, 1.5 inch D-ring binder, all plastic. Alright? So I used that. I was able to cut it right on the first time, which was super surprising for me. And then I'll pull this back up and let you see. Then, how do you cut holes safely in there? Well, then I got my blowtorch and a flathead screwdriver, and I don't know if you'll be able to see those, but the holes are pretty good. And then I just zip tied it. One here, of course one here, and then one up here, and it is behind the adjustment lever. So I can still use this. I'm pretty sure I can still push the buttstock in and out, it looks like, because the plate that goes in and out is back here, and it's not on the card that I put in there. Then I bought some 10-pound Velcro rectangles. I don't know that I needed such a strong Velcro. The 5-pound would do, but it was white and I didn't want white. I wanted black. And so they had the 10-pound. And so insert that. I did obviously have to cut here at that angle. Okay? And then I ran my ballistics through my ballistics calculator. I'm going to reach over here and grab those. So I'm going to make charts, or I did make charts, out to 600 yards. I'm not going to shoot my 308 on a game animal past 600 yards. So for that purpose, and that purpose for me only, this may have a different purpose for you if you want to mount somewhere something different. Totally cool. This is just an idea that I had. And so I took the fuzzy Velcro is on, the fuzzy side is on the rifle, and then the tacky side is here. I put my ballistics out to 600 yards on here. Now, I shoot at sea level sometimes. This is where I live. I live like 10 feet above sea level. And then when I go to Colorado, density altitude is typically 9 to 12,000 feet. There's a lot less difference between 9 and 12,000 feet than there is sea level to 9,000 feet. And honestly, it's not much. But one of the things that I wanted to do, and I'll cover that in a second. Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. One of the things I wanted to do is make sure that the data was correct. And so on the side of each one here, I don't even know if you can see it because of the, there it goes. Anyway, I don't think you can read that, but on the side here, for instance, this one says 168 ELDM for ELD match from Hornady at 2610, that's feet per second, 0 feet density altitude. That's where I live. On this other one, it says the exact same thing until you get to density altitude, and it's at 9,000, 9K is what it says. And so, you know, windage. Oh, I also had the windage on there. So I have distance, and I started at 200, and then it's every 50 until 600. And I also compensated, the third row is what it would be for a 10-mile-an-hour wind. All right? So the difference between 0 feet and 9,000 feet at 600 meters on mils is 4.5 at sea level, 4.1 at 9,000. 1.4 at a 10-mile-an-hour wind, and 1.0 at 9,000. Sorry, 1.4 at sea level, 1.0, so 1 mil at elevation, 9,000 feet elevation. So that's what that looks like. I made 2 because this is like 100% of the shooting that I do. That's it. If I did the numbers, I'm going up to my brother's to shoot some deer pretty soon. He lives at like 900 or 1,000 feet. I'll just use the 0 density altitude one because it's so close. It's less than 0.1 difference out to 600 for what I shoot. And so let me show you what this looks like. I'm going to put my 0 density altitude on the rifle so you see what it looks like. Just a note, if you make one of these and you put this on here, make sure the Velcro, the glue has time to stick. I went to pull it off earlier and it kind of started pulling it. But if you give it time to stick and stay and set and all that, it won't usually come off. So I'll put this on here all upside down. Hopefully it's close enough. There we go. There. That's what it looks like when it's on there. So it's slick because it's not bold, it's not protruding in any way. It's got the data. Like if you've got time to set up at 600 yards, you've got time to go, oh, I don't have my glasses on so I can't read it anyways, but I've got time to go, oh, 4.5 mils and set my 4.5 mils and take a shot. All right? So that's what I did. That's what it looks like. I hope that helps. For fear of overcommitting here, I'm going to do this anyways. What I can do, I can scan this as a PDF. That way you'll have the size. At least you'll have a template. If you want to cut out your own or whatever. I can also do the... I'll probably put myself out there a little bit too much, but if you shoot across and you want this template, and you want this template. Obviously you'd have to put your own data in there. Let me know in the comments. I can put a shareable format, shareable document, or I can just email it to you, something like that, and you can change this. But this is, you know, it's pretty easy. You've just got to make sure it's going to fit on the card. So if you want either one of these, let me know. Shoot me an email at sortoftactical@gmail.com, or leave a comment in the bottom. I'm just going to forward you my email and have you contact me through there. Give me a few days if that's the case, because I've got soccer game tonight, football game tonight that my daughter's dancing at, and hunting season starts tomorrow here in Texas. So, but let me know if you want these. If you do, I'll throw them in a PDF or whatever it takes, and I'll get those out to you guys. And with that, stay tactical.